We're rolling. Right, Gaffer, thank you very much for joining me. So, how's pre-season going?
Yeah, really well. I know it's a strap line for most coaches, but we've had a long pre-season. Obviously, our last game was in August, so we did a month in September. Then the players had a month off, but they were tasked with some things to do in that period, and they all came back in decent shape. And we're training really well. We've done a couple of different things that obviously people would have seen, different wrestling places and train at different venues and keeping it fresh. But I feel, we've trained really hard. That's a big thing for us to get really fit, because we've got a demanding and grueling campaign ahead of us. And also it's a shortened pre-season with round one kicking off on the 18th of January. So this period before Christmas is really important. And that's not been lost on us, and the players have ripped in, and we're pleased with the progress so far.
It's good to hear. So in regards to the sort of the data last season, can you compare, sort of towards the end of last season where the lads were fitness to now? Is it literally a clean slate?
A little bit of both. We did test at the end of September, and then we made sure we tested again when they came in, and then there'll be some more testing either first week in January or the last week before we finish in December, just depending. Obviously, we've got that game coming on against Sheffield, so when we test, Adam Mitchell will sort that out. He does the performance side, so I know the numbers are good, especially in terms of the Bronco. It's hard to compare because different services are used. The times will be better on a 4G, and we did the Bronco here, and it was a little bit of a swamp that day. So, and obviously the science of things can sometimes show you some things, but also like on the eye, and the coaches are well experienced, and what we're seeing, we are pleased with, and we do feel that results are good at the moment.
Good. So in terms of sort of the plan going forward, do you have to sort of adapt any sort of amendments depending on if the lads are more advanced or a bit further back than what you thought at this point in the pre-season?
I suppose there's more, if there's players we feel need to, do a little bit more conditioning or a little bit more contact work, on the run we do that sort of thing. We treat the players differently, specifically, depending on what position they play as well, and what running they do, and what conditioning they do. And also there's a couple of players who have been getting rehab, and you're always going to get little aches and pains at this stage of the year as well. So yeah, a little bit of a wider approach and a personal approach to each and every player's programme.
Okay. In regards to the sort of different, as you touched on, the sort of having to use different locations, is that proving quite sort of frustrating and difficult?
No, not really. We've been well supported by Cowie and Ryan, and we've been able to train at Keighley Rugby Union twice a week, which is a real blessing, because it's been a really wet November and December, and we wouldn't have been able to use Cougar Park whether there was football on it or not. So we've been supported there. We've got some quality sessions in. The challenge in that is obviously training on that surface. So we've tried to get a couple of grass sessions in. We trained at Bradford and Bingley Rugby Union last week just to get a grass session in. And we'll look to probably do that in the new year as well. But no, it's been good. We've also used Everlast in Keighley. The wrestle dojo there we've used as well. Obviously the pictures went out, so it keeps it fresh. Obviously we've got a lot of things on site here, which is good, the wrestle, and we can do meetings here, and we have the pitch here as well. But the Keith Rugby Union, the transition time to there is 5 minutes, so they're all, we train there and come back and do weights. We do weights and go there. It's not really impacted us much. Everything's pretty close in the town, so we're very fortunate for that. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, apart from the Sheffield Eagles game on the 20th, have we got any other pre-season friendlies lined up?
We're looking for one on the weekend of the 11th. So I think that is just about to be announced, and we've got an opposed session as well in the first weekend of January as well. So we'll be well prepared for round one, which, like I say, comes round on the 18th of January.
The new additions to the squad, how are they getting on? How are they settling in?
Yeah, look, we had a conscious effort that the players we were going to bring in would be younger. We felt that the team had a lot of experience in it. We had a crop of youngsters already: Saina, Whitford, Leo, Aliyu, Ben Dean, and Ollie Burton. But he's probably got more experience. He's been playing sort of first grade since he was 18. So we looked at that. So obviously Alfie, Leo, Dylan Proud, Waldy, players like that who were a little bit younger. We wanted to come in and we want to bring those players through, give them experience out there, and have a crop of young players who really want to push on and hopefully that start the journey with us but stay here as well. So we've been really pleased with that aspect, and they're pushing the other guys, and they've integrated into the squad really well. So really pleased with how they've all settled. And then so the other one was Max Clark, who's come in and he's got experience at some different clubs, played in the French competition last year for the majority of his playing season last year, and finished at Workington, and he's settled in well, Welsh international. So yeah, we're pleased with all the recruits, and we're still in the market if the right person become available.
And obviously, touching on that, any further bodies to add, or any sort of comings and goings that you can announce?
Well, obviously, Brad England's chose to go to North Wales Crusaders. So we wish Brad well, but that money will be reinvested into the squad, whether that's 2 players or 1. We've been promised that. So again, we'll be in the market for a back rower, and we won't panic and rush, because, like I say, we feel some of these younger lads will get an opportunity in the friendly games. But we'll be looking and speaking to agents and seeing what's available, and just to strengthen the squad ahead of round 1. But if it doesn't happen then, it's a long season, it's 26 round season, so there'll be loans available and players. But what we want to do is have that cohesion in the group and that continuity. So hopefully, if it is a loan, it'll be a season long loan, or like I say, a player that will sign, and he'll be our own player for the season.
Perfect. All right, thank you for your time. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you.